When you first pick up the Galaxy S26 Ultra, it doesn't try to shock you with a completely new design or a radical change in shape. Instead, what Samsung has done with this phone is build on everything that made the Galaxy series successful, and then refine it layer by layer so that every part feels more thoughtful, more complete, and more in tune with how people actually use their phones day after day. This approach might seem subtle at first glance, especially in a market that often chases flashy gimmicks or drastic redesigns just to grab headlines. However, if you take a moment to really hold the device, to feel the weight distribution, and to run your fingers along the edges, you begin to understand the philosophy behind it. The Galaxy S26 Ultra sits comfortably in the hand, with smooth rounded corners that prevent it from digging into your palm during long reading sessions or gaming marathons. The refined aluminum frame feels solid and premium without being heavy, striking a perfect balance between durability and comfort. It has a certain heft that tells you it is built to last, yet it never feels cumbersome or awkward to carry in a pocket or a small bag. The glass surface that covers the front and back looks elegant rather than flashy, reflecting light in a way that suggests sophistication rather than ostentation. There's a quiet confidence to the design. It doesn't scream for attention with neon colors or aggressive angles. Instead, when you hold it, you feel it belongs in the space where serious flagship phones should be. It feels like a culmination of years of iterative improvements, purposeful decisions, and real-world user feedback coming together in one device. This is not a phone designed by a committee trying to guess what might look cool in a render. It is a phone designed by engineers and designers who have watched how millions of people interact with their devices and have solved the tiny frustrations that add up over time. One of the things that immediately sets the S26 Ultra apart from its predecessors and competitors is the display. In the world of smartphones, the screen is the window through which we experience everything else, and Samsung has treated this window with incredible care. The phone uses a massive 6.9-inch QHD dynamic AMOLED 2X screen that supports adaptive refresh rates up to 120 Hz. But simply listing those numbers doesn't do justice to what you actually see and feel. The display is vibrant, with colors that pop without looking unnatural, and blacks that are so deep they seem to disappear into the bezel. The adaptive refresh rate technology is a game changer for both performance and battery life. It means the display can adjust smoother or slower, depending on what you're doing at any given second. If you are scrolling through a social media feed, flipping through photos, or playing a fast-paced action game, the screen ramps up to 120 Hz, delivering incredibly fluid motion that makes everything feel responsive and alive. There is no lag, no stutter. Just a seamless flow of visuals that keeps your eyes engaged. However, the moment you stop moving and start reading a static article or looking at a photo, the refresh rate drops down significantly. This flexibility helps in conserving battery when you don't need super high refresh rates, ensuring that the power isn't wasted on rendering frames that your eyes aren't even noticing. It is a smart, invisible optimization that works in the background to extend your usage time. What makes the S26 Ultra's display even more notable, and perhaps its most groundbreaking feature, is its built-in privacy display. This is an innovation that functions at a pixel level to reduce the viewing angle so that people beside you can't easily see what's on your screen. Think about the last time you were on a crowded train, sitting in a busy coffee shop, or waiting in line at the airport. In those situations, holding your phone often feels like a public broadcast. People standing next to you, or even slightly behind you, can glance over and see your messages, your emails, your banking details, or the photos you are looking at. It creates a low-level anxiety, a feeling that your digital life is exposed. Samsung has addressed this directly with hardware integration. This is the first time this type of privacy tech is integrated directly into a smartphone's hardware and software. It is not just an optional accessory you buy later, like a clip-on filter, and it is certainly not a software trick that just dims the screen. It is built into the glass itself. The technology works by narrowing the cone of visibility. When you are looking straight at the screen, the image is crystal clear, bright, and colorful. But if someone tries to peek from the side, the screen appears dark or scrambled to them, effectively hiding your content. This is not a gimmick. It is a feature aimed at everyday situations. When you're commuting, in crowded places, or dealing with sensitive content like passwords, banking apps, or private messages, this feature provides a layer of security that was previously impossible without bulky attachments. This integration means you don't have to rely on third-party privacy screen protectors that often dim the screen, reduce color accuracy, and make the display feel muddy. Here, Samsung has engineered it from the ground up so the imagery remains sharp and vibrant for the user, while strictly controlling angles for everyone else. It changes the way you use your phone in public, giving you a sense of digital privacy that feels almost magical. Underneath that advanced display lies one of the most powerful processors available in any smartphone today, the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 for Galaxy. This is not just a standard chip off the shelf, it is a customized version of Qualcomm's flagship silicon, tweaked and tuned specifically for the Galaxy ecosystem. Samsung's configuration enhances it to work in harmony with their display, their camera sensors, and their software optimizations. The processor delivers significant gains in raw computing power, graphics performance, and most importantly, AI processing. We are entering an era where artificial intelligence is not just a buzzword but a core part of how our devices function, and this chip is built for that reality. Compared to previous platforms, the CPU performance is measurably faster for real work. This means multitasking is effortless. You can have a dozen apps open, switching between a heavy spreadsheet, a video call, a web browser with 50 tabs, and a music streaming service, and the phone handles it all without breaking a sweat. App loading times are nearly instantaneous. The GPU performance delivers richer graphics and smoother visuals during complex tasks. For gamers, this means higher frame rates, better ray tracing effects, and more detailed textures in the most demanding titles. For creative professionals, it means rendering 4K video edits on the phone is actually feasible and fast. But perhaps the most exciting improvement is in the NPU, the neural processing unit. This part of the chip is substantially better for artificial intelligence operations. It is the brain behind the smart features that make the phone feel intuitive. This combination means not only can the phone handle heavy apps without lag, but AI-powered tasks like smart suggestions, natural language editing tools, predictive behaviors, and context-aware features run more efficiently and responsively than ever before. Because the AI processing happens locally on the device, rather than being sent to the cloud, it is faster and more secure. Your data stays on your phone while the AI learns your habits to help you. Whether it is summarizing a long email thread, translating a conversation in real time, or organizing your photo gallery based on the content of the images, the NPU handles it with speed and precision. This level of processing power ensures that the phone remains relevant for years. As apps become more demanding and AI features become more complex, the S26 Ultra has the headroom to grow with them, preventing the slowdowns that often plague older devices. While specs on paper tell part of the story, what matters most to users is how these improvements translate into daily life. It is easy to get lost in benchmark numbers, but the true test of a flagship phone is how it feels when you are using it to live your life. With this chip, switching between messaging, browsing, social apps, productivity tools, and camera functions feels seamless. There is a fluidity to the interface that makes the technology fade into the background. You stop thinking about the phone as a machine and start thinking of it as an extension of your own mind. There's no noticeable slowdown even when you have many demanding tasks running at once. Imagine you are a content creator on the go. You shoot a high-resolution video, import it into an editing app, apply color grading filters, add text overlays, and export the final cut, all while listening to music and receiving notifications. On many phones, this workflow would cause the device to heat up, slow down, or even crash. On the S26 Ultra, the experience stays fluid. The animations remain smooth, the touch response stays instant, and the background processes continue to run without interruption. And because Samsung optimized the thermal system with an improved vapor chamber, an internal layout that spreads heat more efficiently, the phone stays cooler for longer even under stress. Heat is the enemy of performance. When a phone gets too hot, it throttles its processor to protect itself, which leads to lag and dropped frame rates. By managing heat better, Samsung ensures that the peak performance is sustainable. You can game for an hour, record a long 8K video, or use GPS navigation in the hot sun, and the phone will maintain its speed. This contributes not just to performance, but also to battery life and long-term hardware durability. Components that run cooler tend to last longer, meaning the phone you buy today will still feel fast and reliable 2 or 3 years from now. This focus on thermal management shows a deep understanding of how people actually push their devices to the limit. And it offers a solution that protects the investment you are making in this technology. Despite all the horsepower under the hood, one of the most common criticisms of past flagship phones has been battery anxiety. This is the fear that by midday your phone could be running low or require inconvenient charging breaks. It is a stress that many of us know all too well, constantly scanning for power outlets or carrying bulky power banks just to make it through the day. Samsung addressed this with a 5000 mAh battery. While some spec sheet enthusiasts might argue that bigger is always better, a 5000 mAh capacity is consistent with modern flagship standards and, when paired with the efficient components in the S26 Ultra, delivers reliable all-day endurance even with heavy use. The real gains come from the synergy between the hardware and software. The efficiency improvements in the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chip mean it uses less power to do the same work. The adaptive refresh display stops wasting energy on static screens. The software manages power intelligently, learning which apps you use most and optimizing their background activity. In real-world terms, this means you can start your day in the morning with a full charge, use your phone heavily for work, entertainment, communication, and photography, and go deep into evening without feeling the need to plug in halfway through. You can leave the house at 7 a.m. and return at 10 p.m. with enough battery left to watch a movie or finish some last-minute emails. This reliability frees you from the tether of the wall outlet. In addition, Samsung introduced superfast charging 3.0, enabling the phone to reach around 75% battery in just about 30 minutes with the appropriate charger. This is a crucial feature for modern life. We rarely have hours to wait for a charge, but we often have short windows of opportunity. Maybe you have 30 minutes before you need to leave for a meeting, or you want to top up while you shower and get dressed in the morning. With superfast charging 3.0, those short bursts of time are enough to give you a significant amount of power. For people who live in busy, connected lives, this translates into quick top-ups that don't interrupt your flow. Whether you're preparing for a meeting, heading out for an evening, or just need a quick burst of power before a commute, this charging behavior makes a noticeable difference. It removes the mental load of planning your day around charging cycles, allowing you to focus on what actually matters. Yet, the Galaxy S26 Ultra isn't just about raw speed and endurance. It is a phone designed to take photography and videography to a level where almost anyone can capture professional, worthy content without complex setups. For many users, the camera is the single most important feature of a smartphone. It is the tool we use to document our memories, share our experiences, and express our creativity. The S26 Ultra's camera system is built around a massive 200MP main sensor with a wide aperture that lets in more light. This hardware foundation is critical, because it allows the camera to capture an incredible amount of detail. Dramatically improving low-light performance is one of the biggest achievements here. Night photography has always been a challenge for smartphones, often resulting in grainy, blurry, or overly brightened images that lose the atmosphere of the scene. With the S26 Ultra, this isn't just hype. In real imagery, you'll notice clearer night shots, better detail in shadows, and natural-looking colors in challenging lighting situations. Streetlights glow without blowing out the highlights, dark corners reveal texture instead of mud, and skin tones remain accurate even under mixed artificial lighting. The main camera is supported by an ultra-wide lens that captures expansive scenes with clarity. This lens is perfect for landscapes, architecture, or group photos where you need to fit everyone in the frame without distorting the edges too much. But the real star of the show for many enthusiasts is the telephoto system. The S26 Ultra includes multiple telephoto lenses that bridge mid and long-range zoom capabilities. With the combination of a 50MP 5x periscope zoom and a 10MP 3x telephoto lens, the system offers versatility that few competitors can match. The 3x lens is ideal for portraits, providing a flattering focal length that separates the subject from the background with beautiful natural bokeh. The 5x periscope lens allows you to get closer to subjects that are far away, whether it is wildlife at a zoo, a performer on a stage, or architectural details on a distant building. What is impressive is that you can zoom in even further digitally, and thanks to the high resolution of the sensors and the advanced AI processing, the images remain usable and detailed. You can get closer to subjects without sacrificing image quality, opening up creative possibilities that were previously reserved for dedicated cameras. Thanks to advanced optical image stabilization and enhanced sensor design, video shot even while moving remains stable and clear. Walking and shooting video used to result in shaky, nauseating footage, but the S26 Ultra acts almost like it has a gimbal built in. The stabilization smooths out the bumps and jitters, making your videos look cinematic and professional. Samsung didn't stop at hardware alone. They infused the camera experience with a deeper layer of artificial intelligence to make complex photography easier for everyone. Tools like Photo Assist use natural language prompts to help you edit and customize photos right on the phone. You don't have to be a graphics expert or spend hours learning complex software. You can simply describe what you want in plain English. For example, you could say, remove the person in the background, or make the sky more dramatic, or change the lighting to look like golden hour. And the AI works in the background to execute those requests. It adjusts lighting, removes unwanted objects, enhances features, or even suggests creative alterations that you might not have thought of. For video, Samsung introduced a new APV video format that aims to preserve quality even through multiple rounds of editing. This is a technical but vital improvement for content creators. Usually, every time you edit and save a video file, it loses a little bit of quality due to compression. If you edit a video, save it, then edit it again later, the quality degrades further. The APV format minimizes this loss, ensuring that your footage stays crisp and clear no matter how many times you tweak it. This is especially useful for content creators who work with high-resolution footage and need to iterate on their projects. Whether you're capturing a family moment, a professional shoot, or travel memories, the system adapts intelligently and delivers consistently impressive results without requiring manual settings from you. It democratizes high-quality content creation, putting powerful tools in the hands of everyone, from the casual parent taking pictures of their kids to the aspiring filmmaker documenting their journey. Beneath all of these combinations of hardware and AI sits Samsung's software ecosystem, Android 16 with Samsung's One UI 8.5. Software is often the unsung hero of the smartphone experience. You can have the best hardware in the world, but if the software is clunky, confusing, or buggy, the phone will feel frustrating to use. One UI has matured over years into an interface that is welcoming to both casual users and power users alike. It strikes a balance between simplicity and depth. Samsung refined interactions so common gestures, panels, menus, and shortcuts work the way you expect them to. There is a logical flow to the menus, and customization options are abundant but not overwhelming. Features like Now Nudge and Now Brief act quietly in the background, offering suggestions or reminders at the right moments without being intrusive. These are not annoying pop-ups that demand your attention. They are helpful nudges that appear when they are actually useful. Now Nudge might prompt you with relevant contextual actions, such as suggesting you turn on Do Not Disturb when you arrive at the cinema, or reminding you to buy milk when you are near the grocery store. Now Brief could summarize notifications or schedule changes based on your patterns and context, giving you a quick overview of your day without forcing you to dig through dozens of individual alerts. Such interactions are powered by AI models that understand what you're doing and anticipate your needs, eliminating friction between intent and execution. The phone learns your routine. It knows that you usually check the news in the morning, listen to podcasts during your commute, and message your family in the evening. Over time, it optimizes the experience to support these habits. In day-to-day use, this translates into a smoother experience. Text messages, app transitions, and background tasks feel less like mechanical operations and more like part of a natural rhythm. The phone feels like it understands you. Circle to Search, a feature that lets you highlight images and explore their content with context, has also been enhanced. In previous versions, it was great for single objects, but now it can recognize multiple objects at once. You can circle a group of items in a photo, and the search engine will identify each one, letting you shop for them, find similar items, or learn more about them instantly. This makes tasks like shopping, identifying items, or finding relevant information faster and easier. The integration of advanced AI doesn't just feel like a band-aid feature added to sell the phone, it changes the way you interact with your device. It subtly but significantly reduces the amount of time you spend manually navigating tasks, freeing you up to focus on the content and the connections that matter. The durability and build quality of the S26 Ultra reflect a philosophy that Samsung has emphasized repeatedly, that smartphones are tools meant to last, not fashion statements that wear out quickly. We live in a disposable culture, but a flagship phone is an investment that should serve you for years. The Armor aluminum frame and advanced Gorilla Glass Victus 2 on the front and back strengthen the device against daily knocks, scratches, and drops. Accidents happen. Phones slip out of pockets, tumble off tables, and get tossed into bags with keys and coins. The S26 Ultra is built to withstand these realities. The glass is tougher than ever, resisting scratches that would mar lesser phones, and the frame absorbs impact to protect the internal components. The phone also carries an IP68 rating, providing resistance to water and dust. This means you don't have to constantly worry about accidental spills, rainstorms, or sandy beaches. You can use your phone by the pool, in the kitchen while cooking, or on a hike without a constant sense of dread. These design choices reduce the anxiety that builds up over long usage periods. When a device feels durable, you spend more time using it, and less time worrying about protecting it. You stop babying the phone and start living your life, knowing that your companion can handle the rough and tumble of the real world. A noteworthy element of the S26 Ultra is the return and redesign of the S Pen, which Samsung has long integrated into its Ultra lineup. In a world of touchscreens, the stylus might seem like a niche feature, but for those who use it, it is indispensable. The stylus remains an asset for creative expression, detailed editing, note-taking, and precision work that fingers can't always accomplish easily. Fingers are great for general navigation, but they are too broad for fine details. The S Pen allows you to sketch ideas, annotate documents with precise handwriting, select tiny elements in a photo editor, or navigate spreadsheets with cursor-like accuracy. While some earlier versions included Bluetooth connectivity for remote control features like shutter release and presentation navigation, This iteration removes those wireless capabilities to focus on the core function. This decision streamlines the design and ensures the pen is always ready without needing its own charge. It stays focused as a functional, precision tool. The S Pen is housed internally, seamlessly sliding into its own slot so that it's always ready when you need it. You never have to worry about losing it or carrying it separately. The tactile feel of writing or drawing on the screen has been refined. The tip has just the right amount of friction, making it feel natural and consistent, almost like pen on paper. This haptic feedback is crucial for artists and note-takers, as it provides a sense of control and connection to the digital canvas. It is why many creative professionals, designers, and productivity users continue to appreciate its presence and consider the Ultra series the only viable option for their workflow. Of course, no device is perfect, and the S26 Ultra has its share of trade-offs and compromises. Being transparent about these limitations is important for setting realistic expectations. One of the most talked about aspects is the absence of built-in magnetic wireless charging support, such as Q2 magnets directly inside the phone's chassis. In recent years, magnetic accessories have become popular, allowing users to snap on wallets, battery packs, and car mounts with ease. Samsung has opted not to include native internal magnets, a choice that has disappointed some users who expected magnetic accessories to attach directly without requiring special cases. The company defended this decision by noting that a large majority of users already use protective cases that can incorporate magnetic rings on their own. Furthermore, adding magnets internally takes up valuable space that could be used for other components, and there were concerns about potential interference with the compass or wireless charging coils. Prioritizing internal space efficiency and battery capacity was a design choice that better served overall performance. Nonetheless, this choice means that accessories like magnetic power banks or wireless chargers might require cases with magnetic support, adding a dependency that some find inconvenient. If you are deeply invested in the magnetic ecosystem, this is something you will need to plan for, likely by purchasing a specific case designed to bridge the gap. Similarly, while the battery capacity remains strong at 5,000 mAh, it hasn't increased compared to some past Ultra models. In a world where bigger numbers often equal better marketing, staying at 5,000 mAh might seem like a lack of progress. However, this means that while day-long usage remains consistent, there isn't a dramatic jump in sheer energy storage. Rather, the improvements come from efficiency, optimization, and smarter power management. The gains are in how long the battery lasts per unit of charge, not in the total size of the tank. In some use cases, especially with very heavy gaming or intense camera usage all day, power users might find themselves topping up before the very end of the day. But because of the faster charging speeds and efficiency gains, that doesn't feel like a severe limitation. It just reflects the reality of modern flagship trade-offs between size, weight, and battery capacity. Making the phone thicker and heavier to accommodate a massive battery would compromise the comfortable ergonomics that Samsung worked hard to achieve. It is a balanced decision that prioritizes the overall user experience over a single spec sheet number. Camera enhancements, while impressive, also carry some subjective considerations. The camera hardware itself is powerful and versatile, but computational processing means photos can sometimes feel overly processed if you prefer completely natural output. Samsung's AI processing aims to improve clarity and detail, sharpening edges and boosting saturation to make images look punchy and ready for social media. This works beautifully for many users who want their photos to look vibrant and eye-catching straight out of the camera. However, for purists who want complete manual control and a true-to-life representation of the scene, the aggressive processing might feel less authentic. The phone often chooses how a photo should look, applying its own interpretation of the scene. While you can switch to Pro mode to gain more control, the default automatic mode leans towards a polished, enhanced aesthetic. Still, the overall quality is widely recognized as among the best available on smartphones, especially for night shots, detail preservation, and video versatility. It is a trade-off between convenience and absolute fidelity, and for the vast majority of users, the convenience of getting a great shot every time outweighs the desire for raw, unprocessed files. When viewed in the broader context of the smartphone market, the Galaxy S26 Ultra sits near the top of the flagship hierarchy. Competing devices may highlight one or two standout strengths, perhaps having a slightly better zoom or a marginally faster charger, but the S26 Ultra's combination of display technology, camera horsepower, AI-driven software enhancements, performance headroom, durability, and thoughtful user experience positions it as a well-rounded choice. It is the definition of a complete package. It doesn't force you to compromise in one area to get excellence in another. It excels in many, making it a safe and satisfying choice for users who want a phone that doesn't just shine in one area, but delivers a premium experience across the board. It's a device that feels ready to adapt to your lifestyle, whether you're a creator needing powerful editing tools, a professional relying on seamless multitasking, a gamer demanding high frame rates, a photographer chasing the perfect shot, or someone who simply wants a dependable phone that will stay relevant and capable for years. It respects the diversity of its users by offering something valuable to each of them. Beyond pure hardware and features, Samsung's vision for the S26 Ultra reflects a shift in how flagship phones are designed. We are moving away from the era of chasing radical gimmicks or unpredictable experimental features that break after a year. Instead, Samsung focused on solving real-world annoyances. They looked at the pain points: privacy concerns in public spaces, the frustration of background task automation failing, the annoyance of everyday performance slowdowns, the heat that throttles gaming, and the desire for user empowerment through intelligent AI. It's a philosophy that recognizes the modern phone is not just a device for occasional spectacle, but a daily companion that needs to be reliable, intuitive, and reassuring. By redesigning with that philosophy, Samsung may not create the loudest headlines or the most viral marketing stunts, but it creates a device that feels dependable and future-ready. It builds trust. And in the technology industry, trust is a currency that is hard to earn and easy to lose. In long-term use scenarios, these decisions show their value. The initial excitement of a new phone eventually fades, and what remains is the daily grind of using the device for months and years. As months turn into years, the way a phone manages heat, delays, background tasks, and user patterns becomes more important than initial benchmark numbers. A phone that remains responsive, that doesn't lose its fluidity, that handles everyday tasks without hiccups, that's the kind of enduring experience many users secretly want but rarely see. Too often, phones feel amazing for the first 6 months and then slowly degrade, becoming sluggish and frustrating. The S26 Ultra's blend of efficient hardware, intelligent software, and user-focused design delivers that kind of sustained comfort. The thermal management ensures the processor doesn't degrade. The software updates promise to keep the AI features fresh and secure. The durable build means the physical device won't fall apart. It is designed for the long haul, acknowledging that for many people, a smartphone is a multi-year investment that needs to perform consistently throughout its life. Ultimately, choosing the Galaxy S26 Ultra means embracing a premium device that fits the needs of a wide range of users. It is not a phone for everyone, as its price point places it in the luxury category, but for those who decide to make the leap, the rewards are substantial. Whether you're interested in taking pro-level photos and videos that rival dedicated cameras, relying on powerful AI-driven tools that simplify your digital life, needing a reliable all-day battery that eliminates anxiety, or wanting a display that's both vivid and private, the S26 Ultra checks nearly all of those boxes with confidence. It's a phone designed not to dazzle for a week and be forgotten, but to integrate subtly into your life. It learns your patterns, assists without interruption, and stays dependable long after other devices feel outdated. In a world where hype often overshadows real user experience, where marketing campaigns promise the moon but deliver mediocrity, the Galaxy S26 Ultra stands apart as a device that earns trust slowly and rewards it for years. It represents a maturity in smartphone design, a recognition that the best technology is the kind that disappears into the background, empowering you to do more, create more, and connect more, without ever getting in the way. As we look at the trajectory of mobile technology, the S26 Ultra serves as a marker of where we are heading. It shows that the future isn't necessarily about folding screens or holographic displays, but about refining the rectangular slab until it is perfect. It is about making the glass clearer, the battery longer lasting, the camera smarter, and the software more human. It is about addressing the subtle frustrations that we have accepted as normal for too long. Samsung has listened, iterated, and delivered a device that feels like the culmination of everything we have learned about smartphones so far. For the user, this means peace of mind. It means knowing that whatever the day throws at you, whether it is a critical business presentation, a spontaneous road trip, a creative breakthrough, or just staying connected with loved ones, your phone is ready. It is a partner in your daily journey, capable and reliable. And in the end, that is exactly what a flagship phone should be. It should be the best tool you own, the one you reach for without hesitation, and the one that never lets you down. The Galaxy S26 Ultra achieves this with a quiet confidence that speaks volumes, proving that sometimes the most revolutionary thing you can do is to simply perfect what already works, making it better, stronger, and more attuned to the human experience.